Hi there, my name is Taro Iwamoto. I am a Feldenkrais practitioner and movement expert. On my YouTube channel, I share videos of exercises and movement lessons, tips and strategies to improve your functions. And in today's video, I'm going to show you 3 exercises that you can do in sitting at work. And these 3 exercises are going to help counteract negative effects of sitting too much. Who doesn't sit too much, right? And so before I'm going to show you 3 exercises, let me talk a little bit about sitting. And so the problem with the sitting, I should say, sitting for a long time, is that sitting for a long time, it limits the amount of the movements in the bodies, in the joints. Okay, so movement of the muscles, movement of the joints, and then that really changes and then it compromises circulation and so forth. So and then that could be problematic, right? So in an ideal situation, you want to be able to get up and then move around every so often. However, it is not very realistic. If you're working, you're focusing on your task and you want to get things done. So as much as you like to get up and then take a break and walk around and stretch and do some exercise, but it really doesn't happen. So we oftentimes end up being in the same position, same posture for just way too long, right? So let me show you something here. This is not part of the exercise, but you probably have seen one of these bowls, exercise bowl. Okay, so some people do like to sit on the ball. And so what the ball does is it is unstable surface, and so it is hard to sit still. Therefore, it encourages the movements of the bodies, right? So even the small movements, it does help. So in a way, sitting on the ball, it can be helpful, although if you've never done it before, I would not recommend and replacing the chair with the ball right away. So anyways, work yourself into that gradually. Start with maybe half hour a day, and then over time, you just do a little bit longer. And there's another thing, it's called, I was going to show you today, but I just can't find it in my house today. So anyways, it's called the dyno disc. And so it is the circular disc that you fill up with air. It is made out of the same material as the ball. And you place it on the chair, and then you can sit it. You can inflate as much as you like. You can change the firmness of the cushion, or the air disc, dyno disc that it's called. I'm going to put a link down below so you can check it out what it looks like. And so that some people do use it, and then that I sometimes use it in my driving my car. I place it, and then so that I can just have a little bit of movements while I'm driving. So anyways, I thought that would be helpful to share those information, and so if you are interested in looking at those, and yeah, just feel free to check them out. Anyways, so let's get into the exercises here. Pretty simple. I'm just going to use my chair here, but you can do it in any chair. So pretend that you are at work, and then so these 3 exercises I'm going to show you, are you going to easily apply it at work. Okay, I mean that's the whole point of showing you these 3 exercises. The first one is called Pelvic Clock. Pretty simple. So you can imagine that you're sitting on the clock face. Okay, so imagine this is the clock face, and then the 12 o'clock is behind, and 6 o'clock is in front, and 3 o'clock is to my left, and 9 o'clock is to my right. And what you're going to do, you're sitting, and you're going to roll the pelvis back towards the 12 o'clock and forward towards 6 o'clock. So you go back, 12, and forward, and 6. Okay? And you can do very small movements, so subtle that nobody really, your coworkers will not notice what you're doing. Okay, if that's you're concerned about that, so you can do just a very subtle movement. That's fine. Okay, but the key point is that you are moving. Okay, so trying to create some movements in the sitting. So you go forward and back, 12 and 6. Okay, and then you can also do, this is the 3 o'clock is to the left, and then 9 o'clock is to your right. And so you go rock the pelvis, roll the pelvis in between 3 and 9. So go side to side, kind of shifting the weight right and the left. Okay, So these are the two directions, and then you can combine all these directions, 4 directions, to make a circle. So you roll the pelvis around the clock. Okay, you can go clockwise, you can go counterclockwise. Just a small movement is fine. So it does mobilize your hip joints and it does mobilize your spine. So it is helpful. Pretty simple, right? So you can do it easily at work while you're doing something, and still you can do that. And the second one, that's the first one, the pelvic clock. And then the second one is I call sternal clock. Okay, so the sternum is your breastbone. And it's, imagine that is the clock face right below your sternum, in the middle of your trunk. Okay, so the same as the clock on the chair. So the back behind is the 12 o'clock, and 6 o'clock is in front, and 3 o'clock is to your left, and 9 o'clock is to your right. And just imagine, okay, so the bottom of the sternum is here, swinging the bottom of the sternum backwards towards the direction of 12 o'clock, and then move it forward towards 6 o'clock. 12, 6, 12, and 6. So you can see how the bottom sternum is swinging forward and back in the direction of 12 and 6. Okay, and then you go side to side. I'll turn this way, you can see it. Okay, so I'm moving my sternum left and right between 3 and 9 o'clock this way, swinging. Okay, so the sternum is vertical and then going side to side. Okay, then you can combine all those 4 points to make a circle. You go here, here, I go sideways, here. Okay, so similar to the pelvic clocks, but with the sternal clock, it mobilizes the mid-back and your rib cage, a little bit more, which tends to be pretty stiff at work, right? So we do this, computer typing, writing, I'm doing a lot of office work here, and it's not a lot of movement here, so it would be helpful to do this a little sternal clock. And then the last one, this is the number 3, is the shoulder clocks. So neck and shoulders tend to get a little bit tight and stiff too, and sore, right? Probably from sitting too much and doing a lot of typing. So now the clock face is, imagine the clock face is here, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And then you go up, down, 12, 6, 12, 6, 3, 9, 3, 9. And you can combine all 4 directions to make a circle. Yep. Go the other way. You can do with both shoulders. Okay, or you can do alternate. Back. Okay, pretty simple, right? So the number 1, pelvic clocks, and then number 2 is the sternal clocks. This side, round, and then lastly is the shoulder clocks, circle. Yep. Okay, so pretty easy to do, right? It doesn't really take that much time to do it. In fact, you can do these movements while you're still working. Okay, that doesn't take you away from your task. You can still continue to do that. But really, the solution to the problems, all those problems associated with the sitting too much, is to create more movement. So, like I said, ideally, you want to be able to get up and move around, and that would be ideal, but not very realistic, right, for a lot of people. So, in that case, okay, so find a way to create movement. So I'm just showing, it doesn't have to be these 3 specific exercises only, but I'm showing you and just some ideas and some just the 3 exercises that can help and mobilize yourself and mobilize your hips and the spine, all the spine, and then the shoulders so frequently, so that you don't really suffer from aches and pains and discomfort from a lack of movements. So, all right, that's it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you like the video, then please hit the like button. And if you have any questions and comments, then please leave them in the comment section. I do appreciate that. Thank you. And anyways, and if you're new to this channel, and please subscribe. Okay, that's it, and thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.